All right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? I've been away for a little bit. I rearranged this stuff. Sorry about the dark lighting in here. I guess I need a light or a lamp by this desk because I just moved the desk to a new area. But anyway, today I want to talk about co-sleeping. Do you do it? Don't you do it? Is it wrong? How do you feel? How do you feel about people that do or don't? I just want to read this story that this guy posted the other day on Facebook. Somebody shared the link and I saw what this guy was saying. He has a nice picture with his wife and kids. And this is what he said. My wife is my best friend kind of woman. She has hour upon hours of long conversations with her friends all the time, and occasionally I get to hear little pieces. Recently she was talking to a friend and they were talking about this thing called co-sleeping, and I heard the other person ask, "Doesn't your husband hate that? My husband would never let me do that." This blew my mind and has bothered me for days, so I just decided to come out as a man and set a few things straight. I do not hate any part of what makes my wife the mother that she is. I would never degrade her or disregard anything that she feels like doing for my children. Do I have to squeeze in a small corner of the bed sometimes? Yeah, but my God, how beautiful does she look holding my children, making them feel loved and safe. The thing is that our wives only experience these little seasons in motherhood for a short time. They carry our babies, they birth them, they nurture them, and maybe for while they are little, they let them crawl into our beds and snuggle. But eventually our babies get bigger, they grow up, and they get too cool for snuggles. So why would we as men steal a single second of the time from them? Being mothers is a part of their identity, and what a year or 3 of decades spent life spent together. I just want to say that I am proud of the decisions that my wife makes as a mom, and I support every single one of them. I would never want to rob them of this time she has or these seasons that they are in reality too short not to enjoy. Please respect your wives as mothers. I saw this post and it hit me, because I saw a bunch of people liking it and oh my God, oh, it's just so nice, and I saw this and I'm like, I completely disagree with some of the things this guy says. Let me read what I posted. This is the first thing I posted. It's really up to the parents to decide what they want to do. Neither is really wrong, and most of the time when parents choose not to co-sleep, it's out of the safety of the babies. There's been stories of people rolling over and killing their babies. Personally, we co-sleep, even though it tends to be looked down upon. I can understand and see both sides. We try to do it safely. If other parents decide not to do it, nothing wrong with that either. Yes, respect your wife, but also respect your husband. It's not just one person. This guy said respect your wives, and what's 1 or 3 years to decades of lifetime? So you're telling me that you're willing to not have any time with your wife for 3 years and just be set aside and put aside like you're nothing? Kids are very important, but you also want to maintain that relationship and family. I'm not just going to be tossed aside like chopped liver for 3 years. I don't know. I saw that and I was just like, no. But what else did I write here? If other parents decide not to do it, nothing wrong with that either. Respect your eyes, but also respect your husband. It's the choice of both parents. Both should talk about it and compromise. So, if he's okay with that, then fine. But the way he made this post is if that's what she wants to do, whatever. Who cares about his own feelings? You can't be in a relationship and it's my feelings don't matter. It's just whatever that one person wants. Yes, mom was pregnant. She birthed the baby and she went through all that hard time, but dad, you should have been there too. It's not the same thing, but when my girlfriend was pregnant, and I was there helping her, cooking, cleaning, doing everything I could, giving her massages, whatever. So I went through some of it too. I'm not saying I went through it, definitely not anything through what mom went but it doesn't mean that dad, you get pushed aside. I feel like dads get marginalized, and this guy, he's a father himself. He's marginalizing himself and all other dads by saying what's 1 or 3 years compared to a lifetime that you're going to have, I guess, after with your wife. So I'm just no, I don't agree with that, and I don't accept that. Also, I put here, as important as it is to spend time with your kids, it's also just as important for mom and dad to spend time with each other also. To me personally, this story isn't amazing. And mom and dad and the baby, you guys can do things together. You guys can go for walks. You guys can go to the park. You can do things like that. I just feel like, well, let me keep reading too. So after I posted that response, another mom, she wrote back, "We do not co-sleep because my husband flops like a fish in the bed. Because he and I both are bed hogs, we don't have a lot of room in our bed. Our son is 8 months old, has no trouble sleeping. We did this for the safety so he doesn't get flopped on." So a lot of parents that don't co-sleep, it's not because they don't like their kids or whatever. It's some people just, they can't sleep with a baby in the bed, and it's for the safety. And it's not wrong if you decide, hey, I don't think it's safe for me to sleep like this with the baby in the bed. That's not co-sleep. In my personal opinion, it's easy to co-sleep. Co-sleeping is the easy thing. It's not co-sleeping that's the hard thing. That's the challenging thing. That's more admirable. And and she posted that, and then I posted another thing too. I tend to move around also sometimes. So when I'm in bed, we try to put my daughter to sleep in the playpen. So like there's times where I'm not here, and mom and baby, they're in bed together. And I understand that because mom has to work. And if I had to watch the baby right before I went to work, I'd probably go sleep too. So like I don't blame her for that. But when I'm in there, sometimes we'll try to put her, or mom tries to put her on another side to keep a distance because I kind of move around. That's who I am. It's nature. So I'd rather be safe and not be selfish because, I want to lay in bed and cuddle with the baby than to have a lifetime of regret of me rolling over and killing the baby. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. If you don't think you can do it safely, then don't do it. I feel for some parents, it's a safety issue, not rolling over the baby. It's happened, or SIDS. Nothing wrong if you decide to be safe. Better than something happening and having a lifetime of regret and never seeing your child again because you wanted to cuddle for a couple of hours. So, go back to this guy's story here. So, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like this guy kind of came off as a hero, and he's really not really a hero, in my opinion. For that story. And he says, please respect your wives as mothers. Please respect dads as fathers. I mean, not all dads can be respected like that, because there's a lot of dad, you know what, like, I think fathers are so marginalized, and in society, dads are not around, so it's like people don't even I feel like people don't look as dad as parents sometimes. And like, for example, too, when we were in the hospital, and nurses would come in and out, and they'd tell us like things you need to know about the baby, or things going on. And not everybody did this. There were some nurses that did this though. They came in, they would look at mom, they talk to mom, they acknowledge mom, they tell mom like whatever about the baby, and they wouldn't even look at me one time. And you know how that feels? Like, that feels for me like, yeah, I get mom's the patient, but the baby's there too, and I'm the parent also. So if you're giving some sort of education about the baby, you should be addressing and speaking to both of us, not just saying something to mom and walking away, and a couple times I had to stand up and say something because people will not, they don't acknowledge you. And I feel like dads don't get acknowledged, and this is a dad that's just like, I feel like he's just like, oh, like whatever, your dad just crawl in the corner of the bed, and and just put up with it, and if you don't see your wife for 3 years, then hey, whatever. I don't know. And also too, like, I feel like, this is cool. This is a nice picture with the family and stuff like that. And I see some of what he's saying, but then he's talking about like, I would never degrade or disregard anything that she feels like doing for my children. And I'm just like, degrade or disregard, but Dad, you have a say in it also. Like, I am very much involved in my daughter's life, and I listen to what my girlfriend has to say, and she also listens to what I have to say. And sometimes we don't agree on things, and we'll kind of come to terms and we'll compromise. I can't be, because this is what I think too. I think there's dads that let mom do everything and they're not involved, like as part of decision making for the kids. The doctor stuff, going here or there, like doing this, or do I give this medicine to the baby or not? There's dads probably that don't care. Whatever mom says, that's final. And I think he's probably, I don't want to sound offensive, but he's just, to me, it's like, just roll over. That's what he's saying. Dad, whatever mom wants, that's it, and roll over. I have a say so in everything, and we talk about everything, and so does my girlfriend, and I think that's how it should be. And honestly, yeah, we co-sleep, and I don't think that's that horrible, but I also have to say respect to the parents that are able to put their kids down and put them to sleep, because it's not easy. It's harder to do that Co-sleeping is not something that's like hard or whatever. It's putting your kid down. So, and also I just want to say too, this quick story, for your children too, what I learned, parents, okay, we have hindsight, right? We have like a bigger view of things. We're like, just for example, like we're on the top of a mountain, or we're on top of a tree, and we can see the lay of the land, and the baby's like at the bottom. Baby doesn't know what's going on. Baby can't see. Even when kids are getting older, kids or teenagers, you know, your mom's always or dad's always warning you, and don't do this, don't do that. Be careful who you hang out with. It's because we've experienced that. It's because we've been through that. So, like my mom, when I used to live with her, as soon as I started working, my mom made me earn everything. I had to contribute to the household. I had to earn everything I got there. I earned my car, earned my TV, my gaming stuff, like everything, and my clothes, everything I had, I earned. And there was times where I was upset. There was times where I was kind of angry because I'm like, why is she making me pay for this stuff? There's plenty of kids I know, plenty of kids that they're staying with their parents and they don't have to pay anything. Why do I have to pay something? And I didn't understand it at the time, and I was upset and angry. And now I'm actually very thankful because it taught me to be responsible. It taught me to organize. It taught me to pay my bills. It taught me how to survive for when I'm not in the house, or God forbid if something happened to my mom, I would know how to stand up on my feet. So being a parent is not always just giving your kid whatever, or giving into some emotional thing and just giving whatever. It's about teaching your child. It's about helping them grow for when they become an adult, or if God forbid something happens to you, they know how to stand up on their feet and survive. So those are my thoughts. Do you co-sleep? Do you not? And I don't know, when I saw this post from this guy, it kind of upset me. And you know what too, I think, and I don't want to be mean, but like, I think he is probably one of those dads that mom makes all the decisions and all that stuff, because until, like he said in this post, until he heard mom having a conversation with a parent, he didn't even know what co-sleeping was. So if he didn't know what co-sleeping was, he's probably just letting mom make all decisions as to where the kid goes. Can the kid go to this house? Can he go to that house? It doesn't matter. Mom does everything. He doesn't have a say so, and he'll see his wife in 3 years. I mean, that's just what it says. Being mothers is part of the identity. What's a year or 3 out of a decade's life spent together? But you know what, too? Like, you know, if you don't have time, mom and dad don't have time spent together, and you give up 3 years of your relationship without no, like, you know, like bonding or whatever, you might not have decades of life, because your relationship might fall apart. And also your relationship, mom and dad, you want to be together. You want to show your kids or babies how a relationship should be, communication back and forth, not just one person making all the calls, mom, for the kids. I don't know, but you know, to each his own. This guy on this post, how many, let's see, how many likes? His name is David Brinkley. There's a bunch of people on here. Oh my God, it's 300. It has 545 likes or whatever. And most of the people are like, oh, this is great, this is beautiful, and all this stuff. But, you know, I disagree with this guy. And I think it's cool that I have a different perspective on what this guy's saying. So the co-sleeping is cool if you do that, and he said respect the wives, but I feel that mom and dad should respect each other. It's not just a one-way street. And if dad feels unsafe sleeping with the baby in the bed because he rolls over and stuff, then that's dad's right. And mom should respect that out of the fear and the safety of her kids. And maybe you guys can compromise. Maybe somebody might have to sleep on the couch, or maybe you guys might have to start working a way to put the baby in the thing. And, you know, here you got 2 kids, and I don't mind co-sleeping. And like when my daughter gets older, I think it's cute, like if she comes and runs into bed. But I remember as a kid too, like I would be afraid to be in my room, like in the dark, and my mom would make me sleep in my room. And a lot of times I was afraid, and there was a few times that my mom would let me come in. But, you know, had my mom let me come into bed all the time, I don't know, I would probably be trying, I mean, it would probably would have affected me somehow. I'd probably be like a teenager scared to sleep by myself or something, you know. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. This guy, I don't agree with his opinion. you know, I'm not going to roll over and just let one person make all the decisions for the kids. It's a mom and dad experience. Both of us make the decisions, but if he wants to do that, that's fine. All right. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Also, 2 of my other videos hit over 1,000 views, right? Oh, and the Fisher Price is like 3,600 views. So that's like 3,600, and 2 of my other ones are over 1,000, which is pretty cool. I never thought my videos would have 4, 5, 6,000 views. You know, it's like, whoa, whoa. Oh, and just a little update too. I'm planning on getting a webcam because I want to do live streams sometimes. And I just want to, like, I've never done live stream. I just want to test it out, and I want to see if people join into the chat room, and maybe I could just have some conversation back and forth. And I want to get a printer, and I want to get all this stuff going. So thanks for watching. Take care, and thank you for all the supporters. Bye.